This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the WWE Universe, Undertaker, Dead Man Walking. The Undertaker's real name is Mark William Calloway, and he was born March 24th, 1965. He is a retired professional wrestler, regarded as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. He spent the majority of his career wrestling for the WWE, and in 2022 was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Calloway was rebranded as The Undertaker once joining the WWF as one of the WWE's most high-profile and enduring characters. The Undertaker is framed for his undead funeral macabre deadman persona, which gained him significant mainstream popularity and won him the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Award for Best Gimmick in a record-setting 5 years in a row. He had the longest 10-year wrestler in the company history at 30 years. In the year 2000, Calloway expanded on The Undertaker, fleshing out the gimmick with a human side, biker identity dubbed the American Badass. Calloway resurrected Deadman Undertaker in 2004 with residual elements of American Badass Undertaker remaining. Some of the other names that he has used was Kane the Undertaker, Commando, Mark Callis, Mean Mark Callis, Mean Mark, Dice Morgan, that's kind of a weird one, and the Master of Pain, the Punisher, Texas Red, and Texas Red Jack. He began his first major feud shortly thereafter, which was with the Ultimate Warrior, when Undertaker attacked him and locked him in an airtight casket on the set of Paul Bear's funeral parlor segment. Let's take a look at the back of his box. Known throughout WWE Eternia for taking souls and digging holes, Undertaker grabs his soul scythe, rises from the grave, and declares each and every superstar, rest in peace. He's actually got nobody else from the WWE on the back of his package either. So that's kind of interesting. Just some zombies. Of course, he glows in the dark, making that one of my favorite features of action figures. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Along with his case mates, we have The New Day, the Manny Faces of Positivity, The Rock, the most electrifying man in WWE Eternia, Undertaker, Dead Man Walking, of course that's himself, and Braun Strowman, Ruthless Monster Among Men. Since Undertaker's glow in the dark, he may actually be just by default my favorite figure in this wave. I also do like that he's got a different glow in the dark color scheme than a lot of the other ones do too. Because usually they use kind of like the yellow or greenish plastic, and in this case they've got kind of a white one. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this looks when it glows in the dark. Let's go ahead and open them up. Oh, they bloody taped it down again. I don't know. I hate that they tape these things down on occasion, but at least this was a smooth tape job. So on the cover of this one, we show The Undertaker. I don't know if this is actually a homage to a classic Motu mini comic or not. I'll have to try to look through some cover images to find out. But of course, we've got Triple H in the back. We got Macho Man Randy Savage here on the side. We got the New Day. We got The Rock. And I'm not sure who that is in the back. So if anybody knows who that guy is, go ahead and let me know. On the inside, we see the Undertaker not glowing on the image, which makes me just a little bit sad, to be perfectly honest. Undertaker, dead man walking. The great battle has begun. A darkness threatens to consume WWE Eternia as the faction of evil superstars rise from parts unknown to control the balance of power. But the heroic superstars accept the challenge to defend the planet and determine who are the masters of the WWE Universe. Height, 6'10". Jesus Christ. Weight, 309 pounds. Superstar powers, frightful glow from beyond the grave, powered by the souls of his victims. Foreign objects, Soulscythe and undead armor. Undertaker has rested in peace for eons. There's only one thing that could disturb his 1,000-year slumber. Skull King. The Skull King crown was never meant for the land of the living, so Undertaker seeks to reclaim it for the land of the dead. Surrender the crown or you shall rest in peace. You want it, come claim it. Kind of disappointed there's not some comment at the end from the Undertaker. But looks like he's taken out Faker John Cena, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Sting and The Rock. On the back, we have the same cross sell that we had on the backside of the package, showing the New Day, The Rock, The Undertaker, and Braun Strowman again. So, and this finishes off. I've now done a review on each one of these figures in this wave. So now all I gotta do is try to figure out how the comics piece together, because once more, it does look like there is some kind of ongoing story throughout all of it. Dude, look at all that hair he's got, man. That's pretty sweet. Oh, what the fudge? Apparently, at least on the copy that I got, they did not fully glue it in place. That's kind of fun, I guess. Makes me kind of tempted to pull all the hair off. But, so it does look like this is separate, but this hair here is part of his skull and just painted. So we will have to watch out for that, because I know that's going to shift around when we go to do articulation for him. So included with our boy here is, of course, his scythe for reaping. Although that doesn't make much sense, because this is just a pole axe. So yeah, they didn't give us an actual scythe for him. Just for a bit of comparison real quick. It does appear to be the same one that came with Scareglow which means it's the same as the ones that came with the Eternian soldiers, and of course with Castle Grayskull. I think it came with one. And I believe there's also some with the Skeleton Warriors. We also have here Triclops' armor from the pretty sure this is the armor from Classics. Just because pretty much all the armor that they've used for these figures has come from Classics if they were using them. And also because it's got the little, this kind of fixture, and it's got this little spot for the sword. But I'll have to double check. Also, I don't think the Origins version of Triclops came with little daggers attached to the back of it. That's more of a Classics detail. So we'll put the armor on because... oh shit. Maybe we'll put the armor on. Ugh. I think part of the issue I'm having here is because the hair is not glued on properly. I'm afraid that I'm going to like rip it, because this hair is definitely not going to stay on its own. So I may actually have to glue that down myself at some point. Not that his armor is going to stay on for too long because he glows in the dark, and I'm not going to want to cover that all up with the glow in the dark thing. Oh yeah, this fit tells me it definitely was a Classics version. I don't know what year this figure came out, but I would have thought at that point they could have started using Origins equipment. And I think Origins, did something meet down there, or was this like this? You know, I should have thought to actually bring with me Triclops to compare. But yeah, like with most of the time here, let's pop his legs off real quick. You can see where the loop here is too big for the figure, making it that this is, whoops. This is definitely a Classics one because it's not sized right for these figures. I think they definitely would have been better off using Triclops' actual thing. Although, I wonder, you can fit his axe back there, so that's kind of cool. So, all right. So we are going to do articulation with the armor in place, even though I'm still saying that as far as display goes. I probably won't be keeping the armor with him because, again, he glows in the dark, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Yes, I'm going to take advantage of the Undertaker. So for the head, we did see that it is on a ball joint, but with the hair and the armor, and even the little goatee that he's got here, it's very super hindered. So you can kind of turn the head a little bit to the left and to the right, a little bit up and a little bit down, but that's about it. And I think most of that hindrance is actually the hair more so than the armor in this case, but it doesn't help. We can hinge up and hinge down for the arm. Spin forward, hindered by the harness. Hinge back, also hindered by the harness. I am not digging this harness at all. And we have the forearm hinge, and it's the standard somewhere around 70% angle, or 70-degree angle. Not a whole lot. He is wearing the bracers, or he's using the arms with the bracers molded onto them, which we haven't seen that in a while. We've got a spin at the hand and the in and out articulation for it. We have the waist swivel, of course. Not hindered by the armor at all, probably because it is definitely too big for him anyway, so there's nothing to press onto the diaper. He does have the standard WWE diaper also. A little bit of detail here on the side. We can kick up, yay far. We can kick back, yay far. We can kick out further than we kick forward or back. We got the hinge at the knee, and it will spin around because it is pegged in there. We've got our handy dandy boot cut, and a hinge at the foot, and a spin. He uses the standard WWE boots for the male characters. He also has one of those elbow pads that helps to hinder the articulation on the elbows more than anything else. I think they would have been better off just doing the bicep band instead, but why do you wear one elbow pad? That just feels weird to me. So I am going to pull off the armor because I don't like it. Of course, now without the armor, he can turn his head more than he did before. Not too much more, and the big old hair in the back does keep it from really being able to turn all the way. However, we can spin the arm all the way around this time. And of course, he has the standard. I really wish they would have actually given him a scythe. That would have been freaking awesome. And it's not like you couldn't use it with other figures, I don't think. I don't know, maybe he didn't actually bring a scythe with him ever into the ring. Or maybe he did, I don't know. But I don't see why they couldn't use it in other figures. For a comparison, we've got Scareglow, the evil ghost of Skeletor, where people debate whether this is actually supposed to be Skeletor's ghost or just a ghost that works for Skeletor. I'm going with the ghost that works for Skeletor. What's fascinating to me is that they actually use different patterning on these two figures. Sadly, my Scareglow has got some paint wear. If they do a reissue of Scareglow, I will buy it. So, but the patterning that they did is actually different, and I would have expected it to be the same for these two. And I'm pretty sure by the point that Undertaker came out, that Scareglow had already been out. Even the details on the side of the arms is different, and actually Undertaker's does look like a more bonish look than Scareglow's arm side. It's kind of too bad they didn't use like a glow-in-the-dark paint on the purple on his pants, though, just to go along with it. That would have been kind of cool, too. Huh. Oh, yeah, there's no way. I was going to say, it would have been kind of cool if they'd used Scareglow's cape for Undertaker, but now that I look at it, yeah, that wouldn't work with that hairdo. The Superstars line also has an Undertaker, but he does look more like your classic kind of Undertaker with the trench coat and the hat. But this figure glows in the dark, so we will see the figure glowing in the dark here in just a moment. So here we have a comparison of Scareglow and the Undertaker glowing in the dark. I'm currently hiding under a desk. I wish I'd brought back black light so I could have supercharged these guys, because even now I can see the glow fading. But it's interesting that even though that they were different colors of plastic, they do glow in the same colors. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, we have Scarecrow versus the Undertaker in a winner takes all bid for the underworld. And since Scarecrow ended up on his back, I'm going to say he's the one who lost. Now, let's see if we can get this to work with glow in the dark.